Yeah, I'll say something about MGO at the end. So you know that this cyclone had a huge impact on where the monsoon evolved over the last 10 days. And best way to show it is the anomaly in rainfall till today. And you can see that the cyclone had a huge impact here and a little bit some other factor here, and the rest of India has been below normal. Okay? But the cyclone is gone. The monsoon is slowly getting, and we saw the last 3 days, last one I couldn't get. These 3 days are above normal, looks like a good sign, but it went down. So I'll show you the forecast for the next 10 days. It's supposed to go again up. If that happens, then the June mean rainfall may not be as low as I had predicted. So let us see. The forecast is very amazing, showing well above normal for the next 10 days, which would be very interesting if it happens. Okay. Now the state of ENSO is that it's continuing to become stronger and stronger. It's 1.5 in the region, 1 in the region, and in calculate, 3.4, it's around 0.9 to 1 right here. Okay. But what is amazing is here it goes 2 to 3 degrees because it's coastal, it cannot have any impact globally. But this large region of very warm water is bound to influence the monsoon at some point. Now, if you look at the forecast for the next 3 months, which is critical for Indian monsoon, all the models are telling you that it's going to further warm up. By October, it will be mean will be 1.75. But what amazes me is all the statistical models are saying it's below 1. And anybody seen that? I'm surprised. There's so much difference between statistical and dynamic. I have not seen this so far. So other thing I'm surprised by, I don't know, I've not seen how they do it. They combine it, okay, and they get very close to statistical. I don't understand that. If you take an arithmetic average of all of them, it should be in the mean, right? So they're doing some weighting. And I'm surprised that after so many years of coupled model, the CPC plus this model is this. So that is the point I would like to know how they have more trust in statistical than dynamic. Anybody has any idea what? I don't know. I'm surprised by this one.
The error bars on dynamic models could be larger.
Yes, that is right. Error bars are large. You can see that range is very large. You're right. But I thought by now the code model is quite good that 3 to 4 months, I think they should do quite well, in my opinion. Yeah, that is the range between them. But all these models, as you do a forecast for 3 to 4 months ahead, you're right. 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, they all get bad. But 4 months ahead, all of them are quite good.
Usually they have a tendency to overestimate this.
Okay, so we'll see. If statistical is right, it will not cross 1, although it's close to 1 now. And that, I would like to know how they do the weighting. They weighted it mostly with this, I think. Now, here is the forecast that was done last week, and I don't have today's value, but you can see that it correctly predicted the intensification of the monsoon after the cyclone weekend. And so there are 3 days it went up. Only I would say that the forecast was 1 day late, that's all. It predicted intensification on 18th, it happened on 17th. Then it didn't get this right, the sudden decline here. So I'll show you the forecast the next 10 days. They're all higher than this. And that's very important if that happens. Now, if we look at the diurnal wind and this one, again, very interesting impact of the cyclone. Because cyclone, you have essentially 2 branches. Okay? There is one which is not going over India, it's going south to India. The other thing is related to the cyclone. So it's still there. Actually, 3 days back with 18. 3 days back, the impact of the cyclone was still there. Now it will go on. Now I think it will be going like this. I could get the data, but I'm sure it's going right into our region. Now we look at the OLR anomaly, average over 5 days. Very clearly again shows that monsoon has really not progressed over India. And the huge positive anomaly here, and for the cyclone signal is very much clear. Then I want you to notice that it is just not on India, it's over East Asia also. So to me, this is something else other than the cyclone. See, you can blame the cyclone for Indian problem, but how about here? Here by now it should have progressed. It should have gone a little bit further. Of course, it's not normally here for East Asia. I think it's normal rainfall. This is surprising. That's a large. This of course could be related to El Nino because it's slightly off equator. Yeah. Now you look at the water vapor, which is a good measure to look at what's going on. So this is 18th June. You can see that cyclone contributed high water vapor here, and there are some few things which are going over here to West Bengal. They also contribute. Right in the middle of India is the low value, around 30-35. This is the one which is because the monsoon has really not reached the region. Okay, let's look at the forecast now. This is the forecast of ensemble forecast of GFS and ESMWF. I would say they are very similar, except for a little blob here that given which is not here. Otherwise, they look very similar. This is from 18th to 25th, that is this week, essentially, actually 25th. And this is the product for the next week, 25th to 2nd July. So I wanted to know what will happen at the end of June. And GFS predicts a very large rainfall in some. If that happens, your all India rainfall will definitely go up. If this is, for example, around 90 mm in 1 week, which is quite high, 30 millimeters per day. So this is what I think is coming. Same thing is coming out here. Not so much here, but the next week here clearly showing that effect. But what should be worrying us is what happens later. We'll see whether this weakens a little bit or not. Remember that Indian monsoon is particularly on July rainfall. So even if June makes it up and becomes almost normal, we have to worry about July. Okay. Then this is the forecast given by IMD for 23rd or 9th till the end of June. And they're showing that all these parts now will get rain the next 1 week about normal, and it will still not reach these parts. And all India is 7% about normal for the next 1 week. Okay. And if you look at the forecast available from APEC, which is the CFS model run by NSUP, that I like very much because all are using a much larger spatial scale up. So now the IDC is moving clearly. This is the forecast based on 11th June, first week, second week. So this is 12 to 19, this is 20 to 27. So actually showing that our cyclone effects are gone, the system is nicely moving up. Okay. It's beginning to go already, and it will move up further. And this is the forecast again in anomaly terms. It will be good to look at anomaly. There's a big difference. Okay. So till the end of June, GF is saying negative anomaly here. This is saying possible. This is very different. So we'll see next week whether who got it right. This part is okay, South India is okay, but right in Central India, there's a huge difference between GFS and ESMWF. Let's see who gets it right, this part. And then, if you look at the velocity potential anomaly, there is some idea of the large scale circulation. It shows what is happening this week. This week, we have a negative anomaly just to the west of India, which will move into Indian region next week. 26th to 2nd July. And this is what will be the one who will give you a higher rainfall in that week. Okay. Now, this is from the Venture's website. He calls it MGO filter loss of potential, but doesn't mean it's to do MGO. But be careful. It's just that he's talking about that time period, 20 to 90 days. I'll tell you why. Look at the MGO. MGO is almost finished. After the onset of the monsoon, MGO has gone into the circling. The MGO is onset of the monsoon is pretty much finished of MGO. So you cannot say MGO has caused them. So that's what complicates matter. There are so many other things which can contribute to that negative anomaly or the loss of potential, but MGO seems to be not the main cause. Okay, now I want to mention something about MGO, which is related to what Janakaka mentioned. Now, there's a nice paper published somehow we never discussed it earlier. The paper by Bing Bang and his group that the Tibetan plateau uplift is crucial for eastward propagation MGO. Okay, this is a very remarkable paper. I'm puzzled by it. Why? Because in that coupled model they are running with and without Tibet, this is observation. That is longitude and coordination with lag. Zero lag is at 90 east and 0. That's where the MGO is highest. And if it is eastward propagating, then it will have a slope, right? Now, if they remove Tibet completely, they get this. There is no eastward migration. With observation here, and the model with full 100% Tibet altitude, it is okay. So that point is that the model is doing very well, captures the eastward migration exactly as is there in the observation, but as soon as they make it 50 and 0, it goes away. So they claim Tibet is influencing the MGO propagation. That is a bit surprising because you need a mechanism. Why should Tibet influence something happening around the equator? Okay. Now I can think of two. One I can think of, which is to me most plausible, is sea surface precipitation. Because when you look at Tibet, there is a huge impact on the ocean conditions. Now, although I remember the PhD on effect of Tibet, that was only at the AGCM, so we need to look at that aspect. But Quito has published about 6 or 7 papers on this issue, and he shows that these temperatures around Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean are altered substantially by removal of Tibet. Okay. But unfortunately, in this paper, they don't discuss that. They only argue that Tibet changes the upper level winds and through which MGO is affected. Secondly, I must warn you that this particular paper focuses on November to April, not the monsoon season. Okay, so they're totally unrelated to what we're discussing today, because they use November to April because that is the peak of MGO strength. During the monsoon, MGO is weakened. It's not very interesting to study that. But when the monsoon is not there, MGO is very strong. So they studied November to April. There they claim in their model there's a clear effect of Tibet. So I would recommend all of you to study it, look at the paper, interesting paper, and try to figure out what could be the mechanism. This is not discussed well there. So they have a November to April only. Okay, now let's go to the forecast for the next 10 days. I find it amazing. They're saying 10 lower millimeters per day in the next 10 days. Right now it is around 63 millimeters or so. You add 10 millimeters per 10 to 100, so it becomes 160. If that is true, it will be almost normal. Okay. So I said it won't exceed 120. I could be put wrong, but this forecast could also be wrong because I find it very difficult to believe that it's going to exceed so much. Yeah, it will be above normal, I think. That's what they, at least they propagate. That it will be so much, 10 to 11 millimeters is, we'll see next week, if that's true or not. Now, whether June is normal or not, is not that crucial. Last week I showed you June rainfall with June to September. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't like that because you cannot add what is the x-axis and the y-axis. You should not have it. Okay. Strictly mathematically, the y-axis should be not being affected. So I replotted it. This is June with July, August, September. Okay. Then you can, I not in the correlation will be quite low. So they're not connected. What happens in June does not affect the next 3 months. But you look at the very interesting part. If you are below 150, you have these cluster of years. Here, green is the 20th century years, 1965, 1987, and red is 21st century, 2009, 14, 12. And I wanted to notice that we have a cluster of 3 El Nino related June monsoon being below normal, 3 of them. And again, of course, they are all droughts. And then you have the 82, 87, 79, 65, 70, all of them are years. So, not a very good news because all these are in this cluster. But there is also a few years where the June was pretty much below normal, but they managed to do well in July, August, September. And if you remember, all remember 2019 is one example, which later part of the monsoon suddenly became very strong and it overcame the beginning of June. So to me, this indicates that maybe we should look at KJS as one entity. Maybe we should look at June, July, and August, September separately, because later part of the season, the IOD had some influence. Earlier part, hard years, I have not seen in a single year when IOD was not here. I have not seen single year IOD was of any great sign in the June, July, right? I don't know, Bureau, I don't know if there is, it only picks up the later part because it interacts with the monsoon. IOD is not, yeah. 2003 was the 2003, it was peak in June. 2003. How many did it peak? What was it? I'm not. Yeah, it was greater than 0.5. Okay, but both of them is not. What I mean is the later impact of IOD, if at all, it is the later part. So it's worth examining these two separately. And the person who has done that a lot is Pascal today, and how many have seen his work, he focused a lot. He focused on monsoon, the earlier part, later part, and he showed that correlations are not safe. Okay, but of course, a lot of people who are reluctant to look at either monthly or less than JJS. Only reason is because the JJS being split into 4 months is completely arbitrary. It's a human intervention. Our calendar is being put on the net. The natural cycle of tropics, we cannot force dates on it. As a matter of fact, and how many you have seen, there was a very nice paper published around, and how many you remember, by Yashwanari, right? Yashwanari, the guy published paper saying tropical calendar should start with the onset of the Indian monsoon. He said we should look at the Georgia calendar. It is relevant to us. We should start from the day Indian monsoon onset occurs. So it's a nice idea that must redefine everything in terms of the onset date of the Indian monsoon. So the point is that if you divide this 4 months into arbitrarily 4 bit pieces, 30 days, 31 days, 31 days, it's very arbitrary, it's not logical. So I think the better thing would be to try to see whether any natural division occurs. When look at all India rainfall data and see whether there's any way to classify this 4 months into a human bear, but not on June 30th and July 31st and so on. That's arbitrary cutoff date, and that can affect your answer very much. But it's worth looking at all these here, and especially we looked at these two together. They are very similar, 58 and 19 in terms of monthly mean rainfall. So we'll look at that further as we go along. Now, having said all that, we want to know what is July rainfall going to be like. Okay? I have only one prediction from the CFS2 website, and it's saying July will be above normal. Okay. And what I found very interesting about this prediction based on June initial up to June 14, that's pretty good. That over Western Ghats and Central India is above normal. Himalayas is below normal. Arabian is below normal. Bay of Bengal is below normal. And Indian Ocean is below normal. Okay. And entire Pacific Ocean is above normal up to here. This is surprising. So normally one expects as the El Nino develops, we expect that this portion will be of course over normal, where 3.4 is there. But normally this portion should be below normal. But the peak we are getting is right near Australia, around the equator. So this is very elusive. I don't have any other prediction for July separately. So we'll remember this and we'll see whether this comes out right or wrong. So it's saying that not Indonesia, by the way, above Indonesia it's all above normal. Indian land is above normal, but all around it is above normal. So it's very peculiar, but we have to watch and see whether this comes out true. Okay. So yeah, that's any other questions? So like anybody other question from the no one? So last time Sulochana was actually going to ask questions and nobody just checked the initial question. Is Sulochana there in the yeah. Sulochana, any question you have? Okay, if not, we will next week is mind racing, right? Yeah, okay. We'll meet next week.